On this episode of Mad Ginger Customs, we're going to work on a 2024 Corvette C8, installing some Scrape Armor Radiator Guards. Let's go! All right guys, we're back and we're going to do something a little different today. We're going to work on something that frankly scares me because if I screw it up, I can't afford to fix it. That is a C8 Corvette. This is my buddy's car. I guess these cars have a little issue in this area here, where that radiator is going to look like a sweater and take damage unless you get any kind of guard in there. So Matt has decided he got the perfect fix for that, and we're going to try to install it. All right guys, anybody that owns something fancy like that probably knows how you got to get the thing jacked up. You can't just slide a jack under a car like this. I think the few last generations of Corvettes have been like that, right?
They have, yeah.
All right, so I'm just going to introduce you guys to my buddy Matt.
Good morning. How's everybody doing out there? I've
been friends with Matt for I think going on 87 years now. At least, yeah. Consequently enough, Matt crashed my first motorcycle in my driveway. That was fun. Yeah, I still remember that. Still hurts me right here. No, I'm just kidding. But yeah, no, Matt and I have done a lot of questionable things throughout our lives. You know, statute of limitations no longer apply. So Matt is going to talk you through briefly how to jack up this car, because I don't think a lot of people quite understand that you have to do this in a certain way, and Matt has installed permanent pucks as jacking points. So let's just let Matt kind of run through quick.
So the issue with this car is that obviously it's low to the ground, so you need a low profile jack. The rocker panels wrap underneath where the frame rails are, which basically prevent you from getting to the frame rails unless you put a jacking puck, which lowers the frame rails down to meet the jack. The other problem is the car has a belly pan on it, which prevents you from having any access to a place to put a jack stand, which makes it very difficult to keep this thing up in the air without putting it on like a wheel crib or you'll see today my homemade wheel crib. So
they do sell some, I guess, extravagant lifting, holding apparati, but Matt being Matt, he figured out a better way and a cheaper way to do it. It's going to be a good way, and we're going to be safe, and no one's going to get hurt. Maybe. Yeah, maybe.
Allegedly.
This is the product that Matt has purchased. Scrape Armor Radiator Guards, C8 Corvette Stingray. Is this specific to this model trim?
It is specific to this model trim, as you will see when you get into like the Z06. They have actually a third radiator in the front here, so it's a three-piece application, but this is specific to the C8 Stingray, and yeah, I think that's the only model that this one is for.
I do see it does say GM approved on it.
You know, that's sort of an interesting thing. GM has known that this has been a problem for a while, and in fact, in the beginning, they were voiding warranties because their argument was that you're blocking airflow to the radiators, and they have since learned that the fins on the current radiators are getting beat to hell, so instead what they're doing is they're now selling this product at GM dealers, and you could even get them installed there on a new purchase. I just wasn't aware of the problem when I bought the vehicle.
Imagine if you're the guy who owns Scrape Armor. That's so awesome. All right, so
take a look
yeah,
inside?
flip her open and let's see what we're working with. Well, I mean, hell, that doesn't look like a lot of things, does it?
We got some brackets. Looks like some.
It's got some. Oh, it comes with its own tools. So it
mini
comes
ratchet.
with some Torx bits.
We got a hardware package and basically an aluminum honeycomb protector, and you don't want to know what this costs. It's unbelievable.
Well, we have to discuss what it costs. What did you pay for that?
This I shouldn't say this. These.
Yeah, it's two, one for each side, guys. Unless you have the different trim, and then you'd have three, and it would probably be more money.
$399.
$399. Oof. Now, if you guys watch our channel, I've paid that for entire cars. $400. So for $4 bills, you can get this little honeycomb protector for your car. And these will sit inside here. They do mount from the inside. So we're gonna disassemble underneath it, and we're gonna try to get our big mitts in there. And hopefully, you know, get the car protected a little better so Matt can do mud bogging with it or whatever he does.
Donuts.
Does it do donuts?
We'll find out.
Guys, I want to show you underneath here what Matt did here. And he's still got fiberglass on the floor here. That right there is where the puck is. So all the puck does, what's the puck made out of, Matt? Is that nylon?
It's just aluminum, but they make them in every different configuration you want. And in fact, you know, I used to own a C6 Corvette. And back then, we just used a hockey puck.
Yeah.
And we just placed it there.
I am going to show them this one before you get the jack under. So that's the...
So you know, oh, I'm sorry.
Go ahead. Yep.
Those are permanently mounted. They just screw on. And then they make others that have there's a channel in there.
Yep.
The puck goes up, rotates 90 degrees, and then you tighten them down. But they make plastic pucks with sort of a jig that goes up in there, and you can temporarily just lock them in place, and then you can take them back out.
Oh, that's interesting.
This just makes.
But you went with the permanent one out. Did you put them in the front and the back?
They're in the front and the back, and you can spend, you know, $30 on Amazon on these.
Right here.
Or you can go get them from a like a, you know, a high-end retailer, and you can spend $200 on it. There's no difference. It's just aluminum, nothing special. They're blue though.
It's very shapely. Well, it is. Well, yeah, you had to have them color matched, right? Yeah. So he's going to get one under each side, and then Matt's going to show you this super high-tech way to make this safe. You guys are going to love this part. This car in the $90,000+ range, and when you have a car that is that pricey, you have to really think about, how am I going to keep this thing in the air, keep it safe in the most convenient and safe way? So Matt's going to explain to you a little bit about what he did here.
So just to start off, the issue with this car is it has the 4 jacking pucks like we talked about, but the car has a full belly pan underneath it, as you'll get to see in a minute. So there are no other jacking points where we can install a traditional jack stand, which makes this job a little bit more dangerous unless you get creative. You can get wheel cribs. There are some types of jacks that have built-in jack stands which you can buy, but they're never in stock and they're expensive. So I do have some custom wheel cribs. If you guys want the design, you can reach out to me on Dave's YouTube channel. Here they are.
That's what we're using right here.
So the composition here is a plywood ramp with a set of stair risers and a leftover board from my deck. Pretty high-end stuff.
Matt did mention that these were originally used for his lawn tractor. So, a lawn tractor, Corvette, it's kind of the same thing, you know?
Excuse me?
So we're going to stuff these under this thing.
And these are just going under the tires, just precautionarily, to give us an extra 0.2 or keep this car up in the air safely.
Yeah, we don't want, nobody wants to get hurt. And, you know, plywood and a couple screws, you're fine, you're good. So this is like say if you did really high-end work on cars, or you maybe like a NASCAR pit crew, this is the route you'd go. Now, when you use the stair stringer, you do it so the point is in the middle of the tire, just so you guys know that's how you do it safely. All right, this is respectably safe now. I feel good about this.
Are you effing stupid?
Let's climb under. This is a nice garage floor mat. I don't even know what I would, you treat me too good.
You know,
this is too nice. Matt, you already have a scrape right here.
I'm sure I got a few scrapes
in this area here. So as you guys can see, you know what Matt's telling you, this is a full belly pan car. You know, they need all the aerodynamics. You got 2 little scoops in the back, Matt. Is that for brakes or is that air intakes for something?
You've got brake scoops, and then you've got
that's fancy.
I think some tire coolers and who knows what else.
Man, it's all kinds of doodads in there. So where we're living is in this area here. So we're gonna need this off to be able to get up in here to this area here. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna go ahead and take this hardware out. That way we can get this thing down and we have room to work. But Matt, there's plenty of room. I mean, we got all kinds of room for activities under here. We could lift the back, we could put a turbo in it.
Can we both fit under there?
Yeah, I mean, you know, if you hold me. They give you the bit and you can use the bit in anything. Got a little drill here. We're gonna go real slow. We're not gonna throw this thing on, you know, to plaid.
You want a bolt tray?
A bolt tray? You're spoiling me. Sure. I mean, why wouldn't I? I didn't realize that we were that fancy, but it is a Corvette.
Well, I think you're insulting me now. I think we'll do it your way.
Oh, so you want to lose half of them? I'm nervous, Matt. I'm nervous. Too high end for me.
You know, I'd like to put a new one-piece splitter on the front here, which we should be doing today, but I don't have it to give to you.
Want me to just come back?
Yeah, we'll come back and we'll do it.
You only live 11 minutes from me. Okay, so the last one is in the void in here. And it's the same size screw, and you just, if you take your supplied bit, you can get right up in there. So I'm just applying pressure with my finger so it doesn't fall out and get scratched so Matt doesn't kill me. You know what I like best about working on this? There's not dirt falling in my eyes. I just don't want to take the bumper cover with me. It's all loose. It's all loose here. It's all loose here.
Yeah, I think it just pulls.
Yeah. Okay. And there's one down. And this is what we're trying to eliminate being in there, is leaves. So overall, this is the reason right here, guys, that you kind of have to give it a little tug, is because this is all up where the fender is, and then the front lip.
We got clearance.
So we were pulling this one out, and Matt's like, hey, is that a coil over under there? Like, what did they go to? And I'm like, go to from what? And he says, they used to have like what trucks have. And I'm like, they used to have what? And I said, it's not a threaded shock body, it's just like a coil over a shock. And Matt goes, no, they got leaf springs. And I'm like, wait, what? Are you serious?
I'm dead serious. Corvette suspension has left a lot to live up to, and they finally have gotten with the times, and my understanding is Corvettes were a leaf spring model, at least in the back, and maybe even in the front as well. Not a traditional leaf spring, but a leaf spring.
In the comments, do it. You know what to do. I don't even know. I don't know enough about these cars to even know if that's a thing, but Matt, I guess, would know. So throw in the comments. Are you on your phone looking it up now? We're looking it up. Put in the comments before we tell you what Corvettes had leaf springs. I think C3s definitely had leaf springs, but anyway, we got this one out. So now we're gonna get up in here and we're gonna show you what you need to do to get this apart so you can get your piece in. What Matt and I decided to do was we took this, a 3-piece splitter on the front or lip. If you leave this end kind of hanging, as you're working, you may kind of grab onto it, even maybe with your sleeve, and I was afraid we were going to break it, so Matt took it off. So what we want to do is, this unit is going to actually use up here to affix the front of that piece that's going to go behind here. So we're going to need to get our hands up in here, and we're going to have to take these 3 screws out. Matt, in his infinite wisdom, had previously cut a piece of cardboard to put against the radiator. If you got reasonably sized hands, you're definitely gonna run your hand against the radiator and you may bend a fin. And it is visible in the front of the car. So, you know, as a precaution, Matt's idea of cardboard, I think, is a necessity when you do something like this, guys. So I would say do the same thing because it keeps your knuckles off the fins. So we have this loosened up. This is the one that's closest to the radiator. So now I can just do it by hand, but we use the ratchet supplied in the kit to do that, and then we're gonna take out the other two. Guys, you can get at the other ones from the front. Just be mindful of your hand movement, because what you're doing is you're unsecuring the actual piece from the back, and this will move around. So just be mindful of that if you don't want to do them all from the back. You certainly can. It's just that Matt and I were like, I wonder if you could do it from the front. And the answer is yes. We still got our cardboard in there. And once you get it reasonably loose, you can use your fingers to just move the bit. So we got these three out, and so what we're gonna do is there's a mount that goes in here that gives you corresponding holes that's gonna hold that piece in with all the perforations. I mean, Matt, I gotta be honest with you, the packaging is absolutely stellar.
Probably why they're $400.
Probably. That's nice packaging. I mean, for anything, is that packaging worth $400? It might be. So we're gonna put, it's labeled left and right.
It's gonna come like this.
Yeah, that way you have push pins that go through the front. Get in here so you can see. So what I did was I fished it through the back like this, and then I pulled it forward with my fingers, and then you can start this one by hand if you just do the old, you know, the wiggler trick, you know? The reason that Mad Ginger Jess is so happy with me, you gotta be good. You gotta have good finger dexterity. That way you can get up in there. You could probably do all of these at least started like this, I would assume. Don't go crazy. They are going into what would be considered a speed nut. So it's just a sheet metal nut bent over itself. So now this is where this thing's gonna live. And on this side of the car, Matt had pointed out that a lot of these kits do not have this cutout. Now you say, Dave, what's that cutout for? There is, this is a rear engine car. Are you aware of that, you guys? I mean, you guys are like, ah, it's not a small block Chevy. I know, it's not a small block Chevy. This has a frunk, or front. How do you say it?
Front trunk, a frunk.
A frunk. This has a frunk. So there's a release in here for the frunk. So this kit does give you the provision to still access the frunk button. You got to bring the frunk. Look at my hand. Look at it. Look at how my hand is just about touching that radiator. Matt's infinite wisdom with the cardboard is, guys, that is a necessity. You're gonna want the cardboard.
Not only that, but you're not gonna cut yourself.
Yeah, we get a lot of cuts in our line of work. And I mean mine, not Matt's. Matt will cut you in other ways, but we're not talking about that. Next step, there's a tab on the bottom that needs to adhere to the bottom of the, what would you consider this? The bumper lip. And I'm gonna show you in there. Oh, Matt has conveniently handed it to me. This is 3M sided tape. It comes with 2 alcohol wipes and an adhesion promoter, which is, looks like a two-part that you break open. It's $400, it should come with that, right? The issue with this is where you have to put this up in there, there is a sticker on this. And I don't know if you guys can see in there. Right there is a sticker. Can I get the camera to zoom in down there? Maybe not. You need to take that sticker off. You don't want to stick it to the sticker. So take the sticker off. We're going to clean any adhesive left on it. And then we're going to use the adhesion promoter. And we are going to do it by the instructions to give this the best chance at life. And then we're gonna get the one chance to stick it on properly. Matt, maybe we'll let you do that. So we're gonna clean all that adhesive off with this the best we can. Matt does have extra if we need it. And if this job becomes more difficult, I will probably be ingesting these, you know, to take the sting away. Matt's using a hairdryer to warm everything up. Because, you know, it is, you know, we're in a warm garage, which is way warmer than I've ever worked in, but it's still maybe a little chilly for anything to be, you know, you don't want to paint or use adhesives, you know, under, say, I think they tell you 60 degrees, but It's probably, what is it, Matt, in here?
Well,
maybe in the 50s?
It is 55 degrees. I'm looking at the thermometer.
55 is plenty warm to, you know, do all this work with. All right, guys, we're at the adhesion promoter. We had to do both sides at the same time because I'm not really sure how long the adhesion promoter will be good in this applicator. And we didn't want to put it on one side and then get over here and that's, oh, it's dry now. So if you've seen one side, it's the same situation on this side. They're identical as far as procedure goes. 3M adhesion promoter. You squeeze it hard right here and it cracks like a vial inside of molecular destruction. You can smell this stuff and it goes into this applicator and you wipe this on. So that's what we're gonna do. And we're gonna follow the instructions to give us the best chance of having this work fantastically. And then all of this. It's actually gonna sit just right here and it's almost like an L shape. And it notches, it basically sits in there like a notch. Now we're gonna switch sides to do the other side. You guys don't need to watch that. So what we're gonna do now is we are going to heat up just the tab a little bit. The tab itself has been in the garage, it's pretty cold. Just to make sure we're warm and maybe we'll try to, Matt's got a hair dryer, it's very high tech. And we're just gonna try to warm up the surface that we're sticking these to, and we're gonna warm these up a little bit just so we can have the peace of mind that we did everything we could to do the best job we possibly could. So we will not subject you to the hairdryer sound. We might need a blade. I didn't wear a knife because I didn't want to scratch your car. You know, I'm trying to be respectful.
Appreciate that.
Okay. Now, trying not to touch the radiator with my hand. Wow. It wants to go right there.
You can see how easy these radiators move. Look at, I don't know if you can't see it.
Am I moving it with my hand?
No,
oh, I am.
No, the fins.
Oh no, did I do that?
I don't know, but they move, they bend easy. Shows you how good the cardboard works.
Uh-oh. How do we straighten that?
Probably a flat blade.
Yeah. I don't remember hitting that with my fingers.
No, that's where your knuckle just was. I'm not worried about it. It is what it is.
I ruined it. Guys, I ruined it already. Great. Now this one goes this way. In between. I don't want to push too hard.
Push down from the top.
Can you?
Yep.
Teamwork makes the dream work. If it's not stuck now, it's not gonna be. All right. Now, we're gonna get a little flat blade screwdriver because that's how easy these things move, guys. Those are probably my knuckle marks. And I ruined Matt's $100,000 car.
We'll live.
Well, this is what happens when you let a monkey work on your car. We're gonna straighten those out real quick and then we're gonna put the plate up in there. This side we didn't have to straighten fins because we left Matt's patented fin protection in place. And now we're gonna try to get these up in there and affixed with push pins that come in the kit. Matt just gave me a verbal reminder that the ones on the top, they come from the back, so you're gonna wanna push them forward with your hand up in there, the benefit of the cardboard. The ones on the bottom are gonna go from the front. So if you're doing this, you know, be mindful of that. The instructions, guys, are actually really, really good. Let me show you this. When we do reviews, we really focus on the instructions a lot. And this is all color pictures. Everything is very clear. Shows you every function with the exception of our tape was red on the backing. Not that that matters, I'm joking. And it basically tells you kind of how to get everything in there and what you're doing. Okay, so we're gonna take, this is the correct side, and we're gonna slide this up, and we're gonna be mindful that we're not gonna drag it on the radiator. Obviously, we have patent pending cardboard in there, but I'm also gonna make sure on the front corner, we're not touching fins. And guys, this is a tight fit, getting this up in there. because there's rubber, vulcanized rubber on the bottom plastic. So this is where you're gonna be with this. So with one hand, you're gonna hold this, and then the other hand, you're gonna try to get in behind it. I think what I might do is I might put the bottom ones in first, and that's gonna hold this down for me. I'm just doing this by feel. I don't even know if I'm remotely close. Probably there, right?
Supposed to give a satisfying click.
Yeah. So it's in like this, can you guys see this? And then you push the pin in, and it does audibly click. Now it's gonna hold this thing from jostling kind of around. That way you're gonna put your other one in there on this side. That one's gonna be something right there. This is gonna take 37 takes. I'm glad your cardboard's there. Ready? Pop.
Satisfying.
I was satisfied with that. I don't know if you were satisfied. Okay, we're in. And I didn't get a pop. There it is.
Satisfying.
Satisfying. Two more. This one's gonna be the easy one. This one's gonna be tough. So we're gonna be mindful that we get our cardboard over there.
Still satisfying.
Uno más. This one should be the easiest of the three because you have the most distance from the radiator. Their hole position for these is actually wonderful.
Excellent.
The fitment was really good with this product, so now we are going to try to gently take our cardboard out. All right, didn't make it any dents. Okay.
She looks good. I think the effect is better too with the black in the front.
The honeycomb looks better. That's nerve-wracking, bro. See, everything I work on is a piece of shit. So it's like I scratched it, so what? All right, guys, pro tip on Matt's patented cardboard. You're gonna wanna soften up the edge of this, the leading edge going in. That way, when you come in, you're not grabbing the fins of the radiator, and when you go to pull this back out, the soft edge will roll out easier. That way you're not gonna drag them down the fins. We actually did not have any damage on that side with the cardboard very stiff, but doing it on this side made it so much easier to come out. How do you feel about your frunk access?
I got fat fingers, but I think we'll make it work.
Is it this the button? This is the oh, that's the button. Oh, you get it. You get the button.
Fine. It's perfect.
Yep. Reassembly is the same way of disassembly. Slide the pans back under, put all the screws in. Make sure you have all the screws, you know, because you might lose two of them some way. We don't know how that happened, but Matt had two screws that he had, so we put them back in. But what do you guys think? They look pretty tough. I like the honeycomb look. That's cool.
It actually matches the rear intake honeycombs as well, which.
Oh, so they purposefully did that like that? Yeah, it's cool. It's subtle, guys, but it's there. Yeah, a little bit of protection. This is not a product review. I gotta find it because I don't even know what who makes these. Not a product review, but these are called Scrape Armor. I'm gonna show you the manual. Super impressed with the fitment, and the tools being provided were exactly what you needed. They worked well. They did not feel cheap. Everything fit exactly the way it was supposed to. Super impressed by that. So Scrape Armor, good job. You guys want to see a cold start on a C8? And fun fact, this car is actually a convertible. I didn't know that until Matt just told me that. He explained to me the differences in the rear deck and, you know, the visibility panel and things like that. So Matt's willing to take her top off for us, which is more than I can say for Mad Ginger Jess. This is all from the remote. And you can see how it has the panel that covers the engine.
So this is actually in a service mode right now, which is why the top's not down. But you could bring up that so you can access the engine.
Yeah.
And then theoretically.
It lowers its windows for you. Look at this thing. That's pretty trick. Oh, it's got the wings that come up on the top too. Nice. Stores itself. And right back down into its final form. Its final boss form. Matt, that thing looks tough.
It really does. It's got a nice look to it.
I like how it's got the dip in the back. It's got the window just up a little bit so you can see it says Corvette, you know?
Now I don't know if it'll let us start it with the top down. We'll try it. If not, we'll put the top back up and we'll see.
Oh, she's rowdy.
I like to party.
That's got quite a bark to it. That thing barks, wow.
Now the one thing it doesn't do that I wish it would do is the top does not go back up with the remote, although you can buy a module to make it do it, and it's probably an hour project. We'll see, maybe in the future.
Can we install that?
Absolutely.
All right. All right, guys, that's going to do it for this episode of Mad Ginger Customs. I want to thank Matt for letting me work on his beautiful new Corvette. I'd also like to thank Joe and Ginny for buying 5 coffees on a Buy Us a Coffee link. It really helps the channel keep growing. So if you guys want to do that, there's a link in the description. The Scrape Armor kit, surprisingly good. Instructions were great. Fitment was amazing. I don't see a detriment. I don't see a downside, and it fit well. So, you know, whether it's working on old rusty garbage or brand new cars that I can't afford, just remember, guys, if I can do it,
You can do it.
Thanks for watching.